Oh, yeah. A baby, baby, baby boo. Speaking of throbbing penises, I just happen to notice that my heart rate is 44 beats per minute. I just timed it. It's like, doom, doom, doom. Should I be concerned? Because I know I heard that anything like in the 50s is resting heart rate is considered athletic. And your heart's weird, because like even just getting up out of a chair, it's like it boom, 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 it kind of steps up its game and how it's designed to function with electric pulses and whatnot. It's kind of interesting. Another health benefit: grounding. Walk around in bare feet for a while if you can. It's got to be with the earth though. It's a thing. Hug a tree. I think the ground would be better. The dirt. If you live, in the city, you can go find a park or something. But it's got to be on the ground. You can't just bring home a bucket of dirt. So, at least as far as I know, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, just walk around, get a chair, and just sit out there. Or just stand out there for like 5 minutes. Ooh, a whopping 5 minutes. Well, 5 minutes every day. Just, listen to a YouTube video while you're standing there, I guess. They've got weird, stupid shit where you can like link it to your bed or from outdoors and plug this shit in the ground. But that's just fucking opportunists, scammers trying to make money off of suckers. I wouldn't think it would work. I would think it would need to be a direct connection, especially seeing as it's such a weak. I mean, it's just the ground. It's just there's stuff in there. It's just better. Don't do stupid shit. But yeah, I always heard that athletic was considered in the 50s. Mine's usually right around the 70s, you know. Generally speaking, we'll say upper 70s. Blood pressure and all that was perfect, back when I needed to step up and, give me, I don't know, I think it took me, because I had a DOT physical coming up, so of course I wanted to go out with a shebang, so I drank like a fish like before that, upped it, to like, so it was always like in the 190 over, well, not 190, like one, man, what was it? It was like 150 over 90 or something, which is like, that's too high by the time I, you know, and I don't suffer from white coat syndrome, so that's good. But yeah, I think it was like 178 over, or damn it, it was like 128 over 78 or something. Yeah, heart rate was probably upper 70s by the time I walked on in there. Specimen of health and wellness. And I pulled it off like in 2 months. So, motherfucker. But the thing is, like I said, I'm gonna look that up on the computer or my phone, because I'm not eating an avocado a day, and well, you don't want to eat avocado every day. And I just threw that out there because avocado is like a superfood as long as it's not too much. Otherwise, your body stores it as fat because your body's designed to do things a certain way. You can kind of hack it a little bit. You can initiate things and whatnot. But like I said, I know things. I mean this humbly. I'm not a doctor, but you go to the doctor, you use their advice. They tell you, take these pills. You tell them to fuck off. You tell them do this, that, and the other. You say, okay, all right, well, I'm gonna do things my way. I appreciate you, and because they got to err on the side of safety, so they just need to like cover everything with like this general, and they, I don't know if they're in cahoots with big pharma and stuff, but there's obviously it doesn't work, for everybody, and sometimes you need, intervention. But like I said in my other audio presentation, that was like 24 minutes long, man. It's, you know, underrated, man. You know, what you put in your body, you are what you put in your body, food, liquid, and what you breathe. So, vitamin D from the sun, fresh air, exercise, you know, stimulate those nerves and stuff, electricity in your body, you know, stretch, you know, make connections, you know, so your muscles are ready to go. Um, just, it's hard for me to explain, but, you know, the electricity and just firing things and your mental stability. Sometimes things, you know, are affected from the outside affecting the ends. Other times it's the other way around. It's the mental affecting the physical and stuff. You just sort of gotta work your body the way that you need to. You know, basically it's like you're a meat suit. You got a soul inside there, right? Command Central. Now you need to get past your brain. Your brain, unfortunately, is running the show. I've talked about that. Your brain isn't necessarily who you are, but you got to get through it. So you've got your character or soul, spirit, call it whatever you want, you know, underneath it all, you know, going through life. And your body is the vessel. It's designed to function a certain way on a cellular level. All those cells are clumped together. You got systems. So, come on with your ass now. And I mean all this humbly. I know it probably sounds silly, you know, but I really and truly do. I don't think I know it all. I don't think I'm all that in a bag of chips. I mean, I'm my own biggest critic, but, you know. Thanks, Doc. See ya. We'll see you in, you know, 2 months or whatever. I remember talking to her on the phone. You know, she was laughing, like not laugh, but I'd say something and she was like, okay, yeah. And then I strolled in and the same broad was there, and it's like, who's laughing now? Doc, why don't you just fucking worry about you and yours, right? Anyway, yeah, because I think about that stuff every now and then. You know, just things you take for granted because you've got like 3 different nervous systems, right? I forget what they are, but there's this stuff. What's it called? On autonomous or whatever. The nerves that, you know, keep your diaphragm functioning and your heart beating, right? Because that's how you breathe. Your lungs don't have any muscles, as far as I know. It's your diaphragm, and that's got at least muscles around it or in it, or whatever. Mm. Sometimes my throat itches, and I kind of have to. It's the cancer or the tumor, right? Yeah, but it doesn't happen a lot. Just every now and then, it's like, you know, you like swallow wrong or whatever, and you kind of get that. But I've had that for like, you know, last like 20 years of my life. So if it was gonna turn into something, I would think that it would have. But maybe my body's just always constantly just one step ahead. You know, so because that's the best way to like defeat cancer and stuff is a strong, robust, healthy body. So I consider myself a Christian, just a bad one, but it kind of makes you wonder, kind of makes you think. Because on a cellular level, cells are quote unquote dumb smart. They're designed to do things. So, anyway, have a good day. I hate everybody. Really, you made an audio presentation just to tell the world that you got a slow heartbeat. Yeah, man. I mean, like I'm serious. Should I be concerned? Like when I go to the doctor to get my DOT physical and stuff, it's like when it's like, is it, and it's not like that all the time. It's just it's morning time, and I'm just like super chill. This is like the most relaxed I could be. You know what I mean? When I'm out and about, when I'm dealing with people, and I'll be sitting in a room full of people, and I'll be listening to people talk and conversations and demeanors and stuff. My heart rate will not be in the mid 40s. It'll probably be in the upper 70s to lower 80s because I'm living life. I'm not laying in bed just chilling like a villain. So anyway.